Welcome back. As promised, it's time to talk specific stocks and prep you up for all the likely moves and shakers of the day. And our team is standing by for exactly that. Guys, hi, good morning. Let me start with Mangalam because there's an interesting news on Kansai Nerolac. Not so much about business expansion, but how they're looking to monetize their real estate. And Mangalam, if I'm not mistaken, this is a plot very close to where we are, where our office is, right?
It's right across our office, Surabhi. So, Kansai Nerolac, the board has approved the sale of land, their Lower Parel land to be specific, for about 726 crores to the Ranwal Group. Doesn't matter in their overall scheme of things. Their market cap is close to around 26,000 odd crores. The cash and liquid assets that they have on their books is close to around 1,100 odd crores itself. Not so much, but importantly, it denotes a shift in their company's mindset, because earlier in March itself, they had sold their Thane land to the Hiranandani Group for about 671 crores. So in this year itself, they've sold land that they have worth nearly 1,300 crores. And in a competitive environment for the industry, remember in the fourth quarter, we will have Grasim coming in, a lot of investments made by all the other players as well. Additional cash always helps. And for Kansai Nerolac itself, the key triggers that they have, they are increasing their capacity to a 316 crore capex. They have commence their backward integrated plants as well. Lower raw material costs will obviously support their margins, and a large part of their revenues coming from the auto sector, and demand revival out there will work for them as well. So in an environment like this, where the company is looking to become a lot leaner, it should be a positive, and it also has valuation support. See Kansai Nerolac in the green today.
Thank you very much for that. Let's go across to Sonal now for India Glycol and Zydus Life. Sonal.
Well, India Glycols is in focus. There's a capacity expansion that has taken place at their Uttarakhand plant, or a distillery at Kashipur, where they have added capacity of 100 KLPD, which is kiloliters per day. And with this, the revised capacity of their grain-based distillery has come into 400 kiloliters per day at this particular facility, and it is fully commissioned as well. That means additional revenues coming in. For Zydus Life, a subsidiary of the company, has received income tax demand of around 284 crore rupees. This is for assessment year 2024. So that is something which we will track closely. But these two stocks on our radar today.
Okay, Sonal, thanks very much for that. More stocks with news flow. Vivek is standing by with that list. Vivek, morning.
Well, good morning. The first stock on our radar is LJVN. The company subsidiary, that is LJVN Green Energy, has secured a 100 megawatt solar power project through e-reverse auction that was conducted by the Gujarat Discom. The project is to be completed via the build, own and operate basis. The bid, that LJVN put in was close to 2.63 rupees a unit. So the tentative cost of the project works out to around 550 crore. Project will be done within 18 months of the signing of the PPA. So now the company's solar as well as wind portfolio stands at over 5,090 megawatt. Powergrid, a lot of news flow in that particular name. Number one company has successfully commissioned the Tirunelveli and Tuticorin Wind Energy Zone 500 megawatt renewable energy project. Along with that, two acquisitions in terms of transmission lines for the company. Number one, the Vataman transmission line, the company gets it for a little over 18 crore. This is for evacuation of transmission power from the Kavda renewable energy project. The second one is the Koppal to Gadag to transmission line in Karnataka. Again, the company gets it for 18.4 crore, again a transmission line. Last stock on the radar, CMEC, the company has entered into an MOU with HAL Offshore. So the company will be offering the charter hire services of offshore support vehicle. The charter rate works out around $8,750 a day. So the total contract value for CMEC works to around $9.59 million.
Okay, all right. Vivek, thanks very much. We'll put all of them on our list. Upasana is also watching out for some stocks this morning. Upasana, which ones are those?
Well, first up is Amber Enterprises. ILJIN Electronics, a material subsidiary of the company, along with Noise Brand, have incorporated a joint venture company named as Steltech Technologies Private Limited with a 50-50% of shareholding. The aim is to carry on the business of manufacturing, assembling and designing of wearables and other smart electronic products. Next up is Lakshmi Organic Industries. India Ratings and Research have revised the outlook to positive and assigned a IND negative with a positive outlook credit rating with a proposed term loan of 115 crores. Well, next up is Cupid. Columbia Petrochemical Private Limited and Aditya Halwasia have successfully completed 113 crore of the open offer to acquire up to 26% stake in the company at 325 per share. Well, only 367 shares were tendered by public shareholders against the open offer, which is almost around 34 lakhs.
All right. Thanks very much, Upasana, for that. Well, let's talk about oil prices, right? I mean, they've jumped about 2% to nearly about 81 now. Manisha is here to put the spotlight on that important commodity. Manisha, morning.
Morning, and thank you for that, Prashant. Well, yes, after almost 3.5% of jump in the previous week, we saw 2% of gains overnight markets as well, as there were some more attacks on Red Sea. But yes, major shipping firms have begun returning to the Red Sea as the kind of council the U.S. has created, and that seems to have weighed on to the markets right now. So we're off 81 right now, but there is constant support from the fact that the U.S. Strategic Petroleum will start to refill its reserves. The easing U.S. inflation numbers, the markets are still reacting to the PCE data that we saw from U.S., and hopes of rate cuts in 2024 are supportive factors. There also have been more reiterating statements from OPEC reaffirming the commitment to output policy, even as Angola has left the membership of OPEC. And then it is about light volumes and lesser participation as well as we head towards the year end. But having said that, the prices still are trading at a 2-week highs, with the expectation that we could be looking at the first quarter of 2024, a range anywhere between 78 on the lower side to almost 95 on the higher side.
Thank you very much for that. Here is a quick recap then of the top stocks. Stocks with positive news flow are Kansai Nerolac, India Glycol, SJVN, Power Grid, CMAC, Amber Enterprises, Lakshmi Organic, Cupid and ONGC. The only stock with a negative news flow today is Zydus Life on the back of the tax refund.